Welcome back to the channel where we show you that trading is as easy as you make it on yourself. For the love of God, it truly, truly is. Today, of course, as usual, this is our 4-hour public swing trading experiment where really we're just using one strategy, set management, to show you take a couple of trades a couple times a month. Can you be profitable over the long haul? So 2 weeks ago, we looked at a couple of trades. They won. I'm going to have to go look and tell you how many pips that is exactly. But one won, one lost. And now, of course, tonight we've got a couple of more. So before we go any further, of course, we have to do our disclaimer that says, for the love of God, please stop trading what you can't afford to lose. It's a recipe to continue to lose. It's a recipe to hand over the things that you already do have. And I don't know how to say this any better than what my mother taught me, which is a penny saved is what a penny earned. It's the same concept. If you cannot lose that dollar, you're still a dollar up than if you had lost it. So I'm all for risking high risk. Obviously, I'm big on that personally, but only within the constraints of your actual reality and your budget. So that's what I've got there. Obviously, we have to stop real quick at the broker things. I know that prop firms and brokers across the board has just been a never-ending colossal mess of, oh my goodness, what can happen next between BPSs and brokers and prop firms and the switching of meta quotes and everything in between. Please, 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 no. Inevitably, we're going to come to some solid ground, number one. Number two, it does look like the prop firms are kind of solidifying. A lot of them are bringing some version of MT5 back. A lot of the brokers are stabilizing, so that's phenomenal for those of us who have a lot of money and algorithms and time invested into Forex. And then on another note, remember, this skill that we have transfers fully to cryptocurrency in terms of day trading, right? In terms of long-term swing trading, in terms of investing. This skill that we have transfers easily over to futures, which is something that my community was going to start gearing toward in terms of our manual accounts here very shortly. So once you know how to do your strategy and have an idea of, price action and market moves, you're fine. You're going to have to learn contract sizes and management a little bit differently. But other than that, the skill is fully transferable, and then also to stocks and other things of that nature. So just so you know, you have a home, you have somewhere to be, you have a safe place, and that's all I've got there. I should have taken some more screenshots of our 6-figure US30 copier. It is going really well. We're averaging between 1 and I'm going to say 2 to 3% a day. We are going to put some more equity management on that. But overall, it's phenomenal. So for those of y'all who are participating, obviously, I know some people have passed their prop firms with it. I know some people have done some pretty incredible things and even gotten payouts in the time that we've had from testing to now. So with that said, we also have our Forex Copier, which has been a bumpy road, but we're doing well. I don't think I have the original, the first set. I should have grabbed that as well. But prior to moving from broker to broker and all the stuff that shut down, we were averaging pretty good risk to reward. This is where we're at, and this is the newest account where we're sitting. Yep, I took 2 actually bad trades. CAD JPY, I had to think, and USD which got knocked out this morning actually on that big news candle. It just spiked all over the place. But overall, we're allowed to have losses. That's totally okay. This is part of trading. This is part of your real trading journey. There's no way to avoid that. People who pretend like it never happens are silly. Please know that this is generally about 0.5% risk per trade. As you can see, this is not, it's not risking a lot. It's not keeping drawdown very high. It's not meant to be super aggressive. This is meant to be a mirrored account. So it's set at a certain parameter, not necessarily to display amazing growth or gains. It's meant to be a safe place that you can mirror and maximize on your own, of course, in the way that you want. And this is available for everybody inside of the 6-figure community. So please forgive me. I'm all over the place. We had a long, long weekend and a wedding for a family out in Las Vegas, and still kind of getting over whatever this little head cold is, I think, that I might have gotten. So without further ado, let's go take a look at the 2 trades we called. And then 2 more for today. And I have one actually other thing that I want to show you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here is our 4-hour public swing trading experiment. We have been doing this for quite a while now. That's 23 weeks in. Okay, that doesn't seem like much, but it's definitely something. That's about every other week. There have been a few times where we did not have a call. That's totally fine. On average, you can see where we're sitting at accuracy. In general, I average between, 90%. When you add mirroring and other things, you might get closer to that 70-80%. That's totally fine. Long-term stuff, you can survive those ebb and flows, even moments like this. So the trades that we looked at most recently was USD Chef. Took a loss on that. It popped up, spiked down huge, but of course, it took out my stop loss before I got any profits. And then, of course, Chef JPY, which was a beautiful, perfectly called, with the trend, nice trade. They're not all going to be perfect. It just is what it is. So, what else? Talking about compounding. I was told today a couple of things. One of the strengths in our community is that we focus a lot on compounding, and I think that is very, very accurate. But having said that, I want people to understand that trading undercapitalized is still a very, very, very high risk thing to do, especially if you cannot control your psychology. If you can't control your headspace and your emotional reactiveness, let me pick my words wisely, it's probably not a good idea. You need capital. And whether that be from a prop firm, or there's so many ways to get funding, you need capital to be able to make it in this industry, especially as we move into things like futures and options. The barrier for entry is a little higher on those things than it is Forex. So please be prepared for that. Please know that is likely to be the end goal and the end result here. So keep that in mind when you're deciding what your goals and hopes and dreams and all that good stuff is. So these are the two trades we're going to be reviewing. We have two more to put on the agenda tonight. Before I go any further, we talked about something today in class. So I want to bring it up real quick here. I just think it's a good concept that I hope people maybe comment on this YouTube. I know most of the people who view this are already inside of the community, but for anybody who's not inside the community, I'd like to know what your desired passive income is per month to live on, right? And I don't mean your dream one, and we all have a dream one. Of course, everybody wants $1 million a month or $100,000 a month. That's fine. That's great. I'm talking about that really low barrier for entry, that very low, $1,000 a month would make a difference. What's your side hustle? Your, just peace of mind money. What does that look like for you? Is it $1,000? Is it $2,000 a month? I want to know that number because to show you what you actually need to start investing or what kind of gains you need to achieve to hit that goal number, meaning you're only living on the interest, the gains and not the actual principal. We can go over that together. And I think that's an important thing that for people to know, whether it be in trading or their high yield savings accounts or some of their retirement funds. If people understood that concept better, I think they would do better even in this industry as an active trader or retail trader or what have you. So without further ado, please do comment on this. Let me know what that response is for you based off of your current circumstances. And then from there, maybe next video, I'll go over this kind of principle and show you exactly what we were doing this morning in class. And otherwise, let's go take a look at these two trades. Two from 2 weeks ago, and then two more today. Actually, in our morning classes, we've had a really good couple of weeks, just of really powerful long-term moves. All of it have played out really, really well. I'm actually really proud of us and just the community as a whole. As for our 4-hour trades, let's take a look at how some of these have performed. So we had two. Those are going to be our purplish color. You'll notice that this is the same demo that we use for classes and all the other good jazz. Starting with USD Chef, this is where we're looking to sell on April 9th, right? This is where we were sitting. Well, we did pop in, not enough to, even cover the spread. This, of course, is our high, depending on if you're using one or more fractals back, and you're always adding in one ATR. The ATR does fluctuate. Right now, it's a little higher than it was back here, obviously because of some of these bigger moves. Needless to say, this equaled out to be an 80-something odd pip loss for me. Swung up. We did get this weird little spring down at that Japanese news last week, but otherwise we're still on the upside. So this was the wrong direction. This was an inaccurate trade. No matter how you paint it, no matter what you do, it is what it is. You're going to take some of those, and I'm going to take that off my watch list, and we're done with that trade. Chef JPY is next. Let's see. Chef JPY, let's take a look. So we did come in as some drawdown, a decent chunk. This is 80-ish pips, right? On the 4-hour, that's not bad, okay? We never beat structure. We never did any of those things. In total, this moved 273-ish pips, I think, was the high that it hit. Has played out very, very well. If I zoom out, we are sitting at this area of interest. I'm not looking really to continue this trade any further. I'm happy with the pips I've got. If you're still holding, of course, you can apply a trailing stop and just milk it for everything you can get. Otherwise, this nice spring, we shall see, because the JPY has been interesting to say the least. So we're going to remove that, take that off our watch list, and then for tonight, to two new trade ideas, let's take a look. First of all, we looked at gold. Forgive this gap, that's nonsensory, but we took gold way back here. Beautiful move, 700-800 pips. That was in our morning classes. I am looking for this bit of a retracement up and still maybe a little bit more downside. So I'm very excited about that pair. There's a few other pairs that I wouldn't mind really adding to this evening. But to keep it simple, we're going to stick with 2. So we're going to go AUDCAD. This is the 4-hour time frame. First and foremost, as you can see, let me double check my settings, which is wrong. It shouldn't be wrong on this, but you get the idea. It's not quite ready on the 4-hour time frame for AUDCAD, but in terms of the CAD pairs, this is one of the better setups. We've already performed our spring. We've already did our sweep. It's already done. So what I'm looking for is from where price is currently sitting all the way up into here. That's an easy 50-ish pips. This does not have a high ATR, so we're not expecting to go get 500 pips. I'm looking for that 50 to 80 and all the way up to 150-ish pips in total. Not a bad way to be. I will say I'm not using this as my stop loss. I am going to be using here. So every time I take a trade or I mark it up, I'm always going to the candle prior to the one that we're on. And we're looking for a buy. So as soon as I'm done submitting this video to my team is when I usually enter. There you go. Oops. I know that. Green for buy. Zoom in. Make sure we're really close to the actual price. That's where we're sitting right now. Kind of a thick spread. And that's what we're looking for. So AUDCAD, looking to the buy, 4-hour time frame. We are in neutral territory. The 3 is not quite yet crossed. We are in the area of interest. So if we don't get the continuation, by all means, you can skip this trade. Otherwise, I think it's got some room on it. That is AUDCAD for the buy 4-hour time frame. Next, we've got NZDUSD. Again, a little early on this. We're going to go here. If we go to the actual strategy, though, it's setting up beautifully. So here we are. We broke through the 50. We've come back down to retest. And now we're currently sitting in a bullish candle. Same concept. From here, we've already broke through. We've retested. And now we're continuing to the upside. The US dollar has been very interesting as well. We're going to sit here. That's 59-ish pips all the way up to 130. If we manage to break this area and stay above this area, I'm looking for that continuation. If we get a huge reaction, think strong wicks, think strong rejection, think we bust through with the spring and then continue to the downside, I'm looking to sell this back down. So really, I'm really interested to see how price reacts in this range. Yes, I can go in that range. I'd make that a little thicker, a little baby bit thicker. And that's it. So 2 ideas using the same strategy. The whole purpose of this is not to just give you trade ideas. It's to show you that when you stick to something long enough, you don't vary so much in your lot sizes and your risk and your management and your strategy and your tools and all the things, you can be profitable. I think most people are not as profitable as they want to be because they're undercapitalized, they're mismanaging, they're not handling their emotions, they're mismanaging covers a whole bunch of different things, including, oh my gosh, there's drawdown, I'm going to freak out. Or, oh my gosh, I can't hold this trade. Or, oh my gosh, I'm in 7 trades and I can't afford it, so now I've got a margin call. It's all of those things. If you take 2 trades with a risk profile of 2%, I mean, I don't care what your leverage is. For the most part, you should be pretty fine, even if you are at a 50 to 1. Granted, there are some variations and variables in that, like if you're on a prop firm or different accounts have different margin requirements. I know that there are variations. But you can do that over and over and over again. You can hold 2 trades and afford them if you're able to not mismanage. Now, if you take this and you pull down, you take a loss because you don't like how it's looking, and then you take it again, and you take a small gain, you take a loss, take a small gain. You make 87 decisions in this process. You might end up having barely break even and or a net negative loss. Like, that's not the idea here. The idea here is just to make simple trades over and over again, almost to the point it's boring. It should kind of be boring. You know, trading shouldn't look like this Lamborghini-based YouTube video that everyone wants, right? This lifestyle for the rich and famous, which, yes, you can make a ton of money, don't get me wrong. Financial freedom money, yes, go get it. I totally agree. But it's not as fun and exciting as whoop whoop as some of the social medias make it look. It's kind of mundane, it's kind of boring, it's kind of strategic, it's over and over and over again the same things, and being able to duplicate that. Somebody said in our community this morning in one of our classes that, you know, when reading Mark Douglas's book, you know, taking the 7 losses and being able to pull the trigger on that 8th trade is discipline to your strategy, right? And that's coming from somebody else's mouth, coming from somebody else's book. The sooner you can recognize that and do that, the sooner you can have results like what we just showed on our spreadsheet. I think in all time, we're up over 1 million pips from our live classes. I think right now we're sitting at 90-something% accuracy in our morning classes. Like, you can duplicate that and make financial freedom money. Not necessarily saying FU money, because that takes time, it takes capital, it takes skill. I'm saying financial freedom money. You can totally do that with almost any strategy as long as the management matches. So that's the idea of these videos. Hopefully they are helpful to you. If you find these videos helpful, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Press the share button, press the follow button, and all the things that YouTube tells you to do, because it helps us make more of these to be able to impact more people. So anyways, happy Tuesday. I hope you guys all have a wonderful week or two, and I will see you on the next one.